All right. Welcome to Showing Off with
Brian Newman.
and Angie Pontani.
How you doing, baby? All right?
I'm good, babe. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to get this is our first one. I'm excited to get this ball rolling.
Are you excited to do another project with me?
Yeah, and always great to do projects with you, baby. Whether it's Halloween decorations or Christmas or whatever it is, I'm always excited. Or producing shows. It's always a good time.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Let's talk about what we're doing with Showing Off. Showing Off is our new podcast, and we're creating a space to have fun conversations with all the amazing and completely different people that we work with in showbiz. Everybody's got a story, and we're going to share them. So if you want to know more about what happens behind the scenes, the fun, the fabulous, the flops, and the glory, then this is the show for you.
Oh, man, she's absolutely right. And in each episode, we'll host a guest from our world of entertainment, music, arts, and culture. And we'll start each conversation by asking them about the moment they knew show business was for them. The moment that they knew they had to follow this wild path and how they stayed on it. We're excited to start having those talks and to share them with you, but we wanted to kick off the show by asking ourselves the same question, or really by asking each other.
All right, well, let's introduce ourselves really quick for people who don't know who we are.
Okay, baby, 20 seconds.
20-second challenge.
Who is Angie Pontani?
My name is Angie Pontani. I'm a burlesque dancer.
We know your name.
You gotta let me do my whole role.
All right.
My name is Angie Pontani. I'm a burlesque dancer and producer from Trenton, New Jersey. I was a pioneer of the neo-burlesque revival in the 90s in New York City, and I've gone on to do some really amazing things, performing all over the world, winning lots of awards, and really helping to bring burlesque back into popular culture. So I'm very proud of that.
That was
20
good.
seconds.
Was that 20 seconds?
I think I was under 20 seconds.
All right.
Go.
Wolf, what do you think?
5, 6,
All right.
7, 8.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
All
what
right,
are you
go. My name is Brian Newman. I'm a trumpet player, singer, originally from Cleveland, Ohio. I've been in New York a long time. I play with my own band. We do all sorts of stuff around town, Cafe Carlisle. We do some shows together at the Box. I run a club for Bruno Mars called the Pinky Ring in Las Vegas. We do the music for John Batiste Club in the Bahamas. Played with Tony Bennett for the last 10 years of his career, and played with Lady Gaga still, run all her jazz orchestras, all her jazz recordings, and all that stuff like that. And I'm married to Angie Pontani.
You're just
and I love doing shows with you.
And we are married.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we are. That's good. Let's get right into it, man.
All
right. So let's ask each other, man.
Okay.
So, Angie Pontani, when did you know that you were a show-off?
Oh, I think I knew I was a show-off pretty quickly from my exit from the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, I kind of came out like doing a shuffle ball change and saying, everybody look at me and then clap, please.
Yeah, but this is a serious question. Like
no,
when I know. Well, when did you, was it like your dance classes? Because I know we'll get into all the other stuff, but I know, when was the moment that you knew that you wanted to be on stage?
There was never a moment that I wanted to do anything else. Okay. I was always drawn to performing. It's really one of the things that I'm naturally good at. And it beckoned to me. There was no point where I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a veterinarian, or like, I'll design clothes. Like, no, I was always just like, hey, Ma, look at this.
Yeah. What did Grandma Cecilia say about you?
She said, que lila and mata. The girl's crazy. And then she would pinch my cheeks really hard.
And that's who our daughter's named after.
And then I would say, hey, Grandma Cecilia, look at this.
Yeah.
And then I would do a bad dance at the bottom of the staircase.
Say the Italian again. I love it.
I don't even really remember. It's que lila and mata.
All right. It means this girl's crazy. All right. I say that all the time.
This one's nuts.
This one's nuts.
No, this one's crazy in the head. It's a loving family.
All right. Well, I love that. Well, why don't you tell us about your backyard hit song, I'm Going on Broadway?
Yeah, well, this is just a natural progression of me saying, hey, everybody, look at me. Like, this is just what I would naturally do. I would get on the backyard picnic table in Trenton, New Jersey, and I would sing my hit song, I'm Going on Broadway, which if you ever did want to record that for one of your forthcoming records, I can arrange something.
I called her mother to ask her what questions I could ask her, stuff I don't know about. So that was a good one. But
would you like me to sing it
You
for
have to sing the song. Yeah, that was my next prompt.
You'll remember all the words to this one. I'm going on Broadway. I'm going on Broadway. That's it.
Yes, the song.
And then I realized I was not going to be a singer, so I should just concentrate on dancing.
Let's do it 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm going on Broadway.
All right, that's enough.
I can't sing. Enough. So that was that. Yes, but it was just another example of me saying, "Hey."
And back to family, because I know like your profession maybe wasn't always so wasn't like, was that an exciting thing for your mom and dad to find out that you were going to be a burlesque dancer in New York City?
No.
I know this is part of another question, but I have to ask this too.
No, I come from a very hardcore Italian-American family from a neighborhood called Chambersburg in Trenton, New
Where they
Jersey.
still paint the lines.
The streets are green, white, and red down the middle. The
Yeah.
fire hydrants are painted in the Italian flag. It's like my cousin was the Monsignor at the church. We were like, every Sunday, Grandma Cecilia's. No, the path in my family was because no one had done this and they thought that this was the way. It was like, you need to go to college. Like, you're going to be the ones that go to college. You're going to be the ones that get educated. And you're going to be the ones that don't, work in the family business of the restaurants or the delis or my dad's jewelry store. Like, my whole family works in family businesses. So their vision for us, like me and my sisters, were you're going to go to college. You're going to, work smart, not hard. And that's the dream. So I was the nightmare to my parents' dreams.
Yeah, but you turned out to be the favorite.
They do.
You know what I mean? Now
we have done a lot of fun things together. But no, they were very much against it. My parents wanted me to go to college. I was a terrible student. I was like I was bad at everything I did. But I had to follow my path. So.
But that got you to New York City, though, right? Because you went to NYU.
Yes, and I went to NYU, but so I was a very bad student. I flunked everything.
Yeah.
And when I was in Trenton, we went to a school that didn't have a lot of good supports. So everybody knew that there was something amiss with me, but nobody really knew what that was. Eventually, my family ended up moving to a suburb of Trenton, and that was junior high. So I went into junior high in a place that was very much different than Trenton. Trenton was like, you were in the city, everybody lived close, everybody was related. There's, all your neighbors. It was diverse. It was different.
Yeah.
We moved to a suburb, right? And when
with all the Medigons.
It was a very American. My mom would say we're with the Anglo-Saxons.
Anglo-Saxons, but Anglo said Medigon is Italian for it's Italian slang for
yes, for very American.
Yes, for very American.
Yeah. So we walked in and we were like the aliens.
Yeah.
People were terrified of us.
Even your lunches had alien things in it compared to what kids were eating.
I would come in with like a big chunk of Italian bread and like slices of prosciutto, and then everybody would make fun of me.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Why are you giving me this, Mom?"
Yeah, because you wanted like bologna sandwiches.
Well, I wanted everybody to stop laughing at me. That would have been a great place to start. But no such luck.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So anyway, we got to this new school and they said, "Oh, there's something wrong with this child." So they started to do all these like evaluations on me for learning disabilities. And then it was like, oh, I have all these things wrong with me. Like I was dyslexic, I have dyspraxia, which is hilarious because that's like actually affects your motor skills.
Yeah.
I have dyscalculia, so numbers. So like literally I was so bad at everything. So then they said, okay, now we're going to give her supports, and that didn't work. And then they said, okay, now you don't have to take these classes anymore. Like if you're really bad at something, like you don't have to do, we're just going to give up on you. Yeah. Have you thought about going to hair school, So I was kind of like, whatever, I just went through. But my mother, again, like relentless, beautiful battle axe that she is, was like, you're going to college, which I was like, they literally were like, you don't have to take English or algebra anymore. You're good. Why don't you just go sit in this empty classroom at the end of the hall? But my mother was like, no, you're going.
Yeah.
And she literally took me on all these college tours, which they were all like, But NYU was like, okay, we've got this program for kids with learning disabilities. We'll take you. So, because when I say I got into NYU, everybody's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was not wow. It was a mercy mission. And I very quickly got there and I walked into the first classroom, and like classrooms just make my armpits sweat because I've had so many bad experiences in them. Like this is the olden times where teachers were just like,
you're
brutal. Stupid.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Totally.
Why can't you do this?
Totally.
So I literally, probably when I got to NYU, I went to class like the first week, and I was so overwhelmed and immature and overstimulated by the city that I pretty much never went back.
Yeah, but you were hanging out with so many cool cats. Like I remember you. I mean, I know you're telling stories of like Talib Kweli being in the in your dorm, and like all like what was the other cat?
John Forte.
John Forte from the Fugees. Yeah. So you were going out at night. You found your people. You know what I mean, as far as like in the showbiz nightlife. So I mean, I know that probably you were always influenced by old vintage things and style and stuff like that. But like, what was that? Those formative years in New York, like getting into the into the music scene and the show scene? You know what I mean? Like, what was that like?
When I came to New York, I got like my education in the streets, and I learned what I was worth.
Yeah.
Because going to school and failing at that, and just, it has an effect on you and the way that you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
When I came to the city and I saw all these different opportunities, I got so excited, and I found like the spark of confidence that I didn't know I had, because I would be good at something.
Yeah.
Like me and freaking Talib and John Forte and a bunch of my row, we would sit in our dorm rooms and have like rap contests.
Yeah.
And I was really good at it. And I'd be like, wow, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, I'm good at this. I would go to the vintage stores and like put together these really cool outfits, and they'd be like, that's great. We're gonna do a photo shoot. Will you be in my student movie? Like, will you do all these things? And they're just walking the streets. There was just cool stuff everywhere where nobody knew, what you had been told what you were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had a clean slate, and it was like a beautiful, colorful, gorgeous slate.
And Angie, how did all those issues like, that you found out in high school that you had, like the dyspraxia and the dyslexia, like how did that affect you when you got to college, like to bridge that gap between, becoming yourself and becoming the person and woman that you are? But you know what I mean? But overcoming that, I guess.
Right. Well, for a lot of people, it can go different ways. When you're a kid and you have these issues, it really affects your confidence in a gut-blowing way that, like, when I think about it, I can still feel like the little knife go through my heart of feeling that bad about yourself and just feeling like you're not good enough, right? But it also does something else to you. It does a couple other things. It gives you a lot of compassion, I think. And it also gives you a lot of tenacity. So for myself, once I got to New York and I didn't feel so restricted by, the place that I thought I needed to be in, and when I saw that there was a world outside of a classroom, that's when I started learning. And that's when I started getting more confidence in myself and believing that I could do things. And it's like, I wouldn't wish that journey on any kid, because it can be really hard. And I think that if you can't get through it, it can affect your life in a really negative way. But when I got to New York, and especially, I was at NYU, I hated it. I couldn't walk into the classrooms. And, when I look at it now in retrospect, I say I wasn't set up for that. I did not have the tools for success because I wasn't educated. I had no chance to be educated in a traditional sense, right? So I didn't have the confidence. I didn't know how to study. I didn't know how to do any of those things. I was doomed to fail in the classroom. But when I got on the streets, when I got into the scene, like when I started going out and people would say, oh, Angie, I want you to do this film or choreograph this, or can you make a costume for this? I would just find a way to do it. And then they would be like, oh, you did great. Will you do this? So I always say that in a sense, when I got out into the world, it was other people's belief in me that kind of unlocked these talents that I have, because I didn't know I had them. And now, so much later in my life, I'm like, I'm so good at so many things. And I think that kids...
so humble.
No, listen, I am.
I know.
And I think that kids with learning disabilities, people who think differently, it's not our disability. It's not our failure. Yeah. It's the Department of Education's failure. Yeah. If you can educate people who think differently, you will solve problems that we have not solved problems with.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely
It's like
true.
out of pocket, but I think of my sister. My older sister is a straight A student. She's smart as a whip in the traditional sense. If her and I had to be challenged with solving any problem, we can usually solve it because her brain's here and my brain's here. And when we come together, we solve the problems. Yeah. So, and it's just when I got out and I got into the world and I saw things in a different way, and when people believed in me, that's when I started delivering. Yeah. And that built my confidence.
Are you sponsored by Crest White Strips? Because those teeth are blazing white.
I am not sponsored by Crest White Strips, but maybe now I will be.
Yeah, maybe now
I
you will
have good dental genetics.
Listen, I had a ton of questions written down, but we've been covering so much and it's been flowing really good. So we're just going to get right into it.
Okay.
So tell me about your first gig.
I was a barista at a coffee shop in Tribeca, and I worked with this beautiful guy in LA, and he said, Angie, you have to come and audition for this show. Yeah. And I was like going to class maybe a couple days a week and just flopping around. Yeah. And I said, okay. So I went to the show. It was called Dutch Wiseman's. It was one of the first neo-burlesque revivals in the city. And
what's neo-burlesque for people that don't know what that is?
It is a kickback to the classic striptease made famous in America in the 1930s and 40s and 50s, but it's reimagined in a way that is a little bit more empowering and feminist and open and exciting. Reclamation of your sensuality, if you will.
Because burlesque was outlawed in New York, right, with the LaGuardia laws?
LaGuardia was like, get out of here.
So then in the 90s, when you were bringing it back with these troops, that was the beginning of that comeback.
Yes, and it had like a real punk rock edge to it
totally.
as well. But I saw the show, my brain exploded. It was like the girls had these big headdresses, and there were group numbers and striptease, and it was gorgeous. I auditioned for that show. I got in. I started performing there as a chorus girl, and I never thought that 6,000 years later, I would still be doing burlesque, but here we are.
It hasn't been that long.
No.
But you're talking about all these things like, working as a barista too, and all these other jobs while you're doing in school. Like tell me about that grit, like that you need, like in any city, but especially New York, to like really tough it out in this business and to make it those 6,000 years that you're talking about.
When you love something, you'll do anything for it,
That's
right?
true.
And like I said in the beginning, showbiz it's the only thing for me.
Yeah.
And I would do anything for it. And I've never really think about it as work. I just think about it as like, this is everything I need to do what I love to do.
For sure. What was the highest high you've ever had on stage?
Oh, the highest high I ever had on stage was easy.
Yeah.
That was with you.
Yeah.
And that was in Las Vegas at the Dolby when I danced with Lady Gaga. And you were on stage, and your band was on stage, and the whole orchestra.
30-piece orchestra?
30-piece orchestra. I got a standing ovation. And I think, like, yes, I've had glorious moments. I've danced in glorious places. And what I loved about that was, like, I was dancing with not only you and Gaga, who's an old friend, but, like, the band that we played the dumpiest dumps with.
Yeah, totally.
And here we are,
Totally.
and with this orchestra with all these old cats, and, like, it was just so, and it was pretty last minute, right? So I also loved that as well. I loved getting thrown into the lion's pit. And to do pasties in the Strip in Vegas, like legit, not choreographed, like from your guts burlesque. Like I loved that. And when you ripped that trumpet solo and I'm like slinking to you across the stage, I was just like, I can see my soul radiating on my body when I watched that video. That for me was the most fun.
That was a really good thing. And now to bring it back, what was your biggest disappointment?
Oh. So many.
Well, that's what showbiz is, right?
Yes,
it's a series of disappointments. It's like you're one day you're on the red carpet, the next day you're cleaning toilets.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think my biggest disappointment, the thing that really got my guts really bad was probably when I was like 19. I got hired to dance at a Gucci party, and it was in the city. It was really exciting, and I went, and we were all there, and all the girls were there, and like, I'm Italian American. Like Gucci is like the hallmark of success in your life. You got to get a Gucci, and you got to get a fur. All my Guccis are hand-me-downs, but that's okay. Because I won't buy one after this happened. So anyway, I go to the Gucci party. I'm in the thing. We're all there. We're in makeup. We're dancing. And Tom Ford, I believe, who was the head of Gucci at the time, walked through. And I was like, so excited. Just like that excitement, And then he left. And then the person who hired me came up to me and said, I'm so sorry, but we just think you're a little too athletic for this.
Athletic?
Yeah, that's a word for big butt.
Yeah.
Big boned.
Yeah.
Solid as a rock. And that is probably the only rejection that I...
Did you get paid at least?
And I don't think I got paid, but I cried. That one made me cry because it was Gucci. I have been asked to leave many places, and usually I go out with my middle finger up in the air, or I understand, But that one like went into my gut, twisted the knife, and I had to call my mom and be like, oh, I got fired from Gucci.
Well, they don't deserve.
And now I won't wear Gucci.
They don't deserve you anyway, my love.
Because my athletic body doesn't like it. That's it.
Do you remember the first time you met me?
Maybe.
Okay.
I remember several different times that I'm not sure which one was the first.
Okay.
Was it when I was touring and I was playing the Beachland Ballroom in Cleveland?
That's not the first time we met. No, because we were already done shows.
Was it when we were playing the Abrams Art Center and you were in the band?
No, the first time I met you was at Southpaw in Brooklyn.
Okay. No, I remember.
Yeah. So whatever. When we started working together, did you ever think that I would be your future partner, husband?
No.
No? Never. What was our first official date?
Our first official date was we had played together at the New York Burlesque Festival, which I was co-producing. and you said to me, "You want to go to the Mets game with me?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Hell yeah," because I love the Mets.
Yeah.
And Brian took me to the Mets game, and I didn't even know there were seats in a baseball stadium where they bring the hot dogs to you. I could reach out and touch the batter.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller was sitting behind us.
Hulk Hogan was there behind us too,
Was it Hulk Hogan?
with another wrestler.
I mean, we were living a lot.
That was like 3 months' salary at the time I spent on those tickets because I was trying to impress you.
They gave us free drinks. We went to like the clubhouse and they gave us free drinks.
I was broke back
I didn't
then.
know. Yeah, I thought you were rich. I was like, this guy's rich.
No, was not rich. But I remember you thinking it wasn't a date.
Well, you were very cool, man.
I played it way
like
too
you were
cool.
just like, you want to go to the baseball game? And I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And we went to the baseball game, and then the baseball game ended, and you said, me and my friends are going to go out. You want to go out? And I said, I'm cool.
Yeah.
And I jumped on the train.
Yeah, we went home. And then I was petty about doing gigs with her. I didn't
He
do any
iced me
gigs.
out for about 3 years. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I would call him to do a gig, and he'd be like, I can't do that. And I'm like, I didn't even say when the gig was, man. That's why I call you Petty Spaghetti.
But then but then we ended up getting together, right? A friend of ours put us together and put us back in touch.
Yeah.
I guess I'll say Murray Hill, and well, I'm sure we'll talk about that with Murray.
Yeah.
But
Who will be one of
our
our
second
future
first date. What was our
Yes.
second first date?
Our second first date was pretty sure you texted me about 3 a.m. in the back of a taxi cab with Murray Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, hey, you want to go out to dinner? And I said, yes, because Murray was also texting me and saying, Brian's going to.
No, we were still drinking at the bar we were at.
I was in the back of a taxi cab.
You were in the
on
back
way
of the
home.
taxi cab.
And I said yes, and we went out to dinner. We went to Florio's, which was in Little Italy, but is now gone. And we had an amazing time. And it's all about timing because at that Mets game, no way.
No, it wouldn't have worked out.
No, you were in your party boy phase, and I was in my work.
Yes. Well, I love you, baby. That was great.
I also love you.
Really wonderful.
Did you learn more about me?
Yes and no.
Do you love me even more?
I always love you even more every day of the week.
All right. Well, now it's my turn.
All right, let's get into this,
All right,
baby.
hold on.
I'm not even going to look at the questions on here because
you're just going to let it flow from your dome?
I'm Dean Martin. I don't rehearse.
I know. This is actually a fact, and he says it to me
I
constantly.
hate rehearsing.
Brian Anthony Newman.
Yes, that
When
is
did
my
you-
full Christian name. My confirmation name is Thomas.
Brian Anthony Thomas Newman.
No,
When did you-
David. I'm sorry. It's not
you don't
Thomas
even
David.
know? Oh, God.
Oh, come on.
Clearly.
I was named my Uncle Dave.
Confirmation
was my
meant a lot to
yeah,
you.
David.
It was
Yeah.
Thomas.
I don't know. I was just thinking of another biblical name. One of the saints.
Okay, let's get away from the Bible, please.
Okay.
Brian Anthony David Newman.
Yeah, that's my.
When did you know you were a show-off?
Oh man, I think it was when I started playing trumpet. You know what I mean? I think even before that, I was always just like, I don't know. I wanted to play guitar. I tried guitar. I wasn't really that great at it. I did all these, and it just was like I was always trying to show off stuff. I guess.
I know your mom has told me some pretty amazing stories, but like you were a kid, like you had a spark. You had like a wild hair, maybe.
Yeah, she would say that I was like ornery.
Well,
like
she
it's
told
like
me,
a nice way to say.
She told me you
asshole.
climbed on top of buildings. She told me you would roll down the back window of the car and throw your shoes out of it.
Yeah.
And just like, she told me that you would open your bedroom window and just yell out curse words.
Well, no, because they took me to a doctor. The doctor that they took me to obviously didn't have kids. So they told I was swearing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was cussing, as they called it in Ohio. And I was young. I don't remember how old I was, but they asked the doctor, like, he keeps cussing. We can't get him to stop. You know what I mean? And my mom put soap in my mouth, whatever. I told her I liked it, blah, blah, blah. And then so the doctor said, well, just tell him that if he goes up into his room, he can swear with the door shut. Maybe that'll get it out of him. And then so I just went upstairs, opened the window in this little like low-income housing place that we grew up in, and just yelled to all my friends, hey, my mom and dad said I could cuss. And I just started swearing out the window. Yeah, so it was good. It was very smart of that doctor.
I imagine your mother, a very polite Midwestern woman, probably really loved that.
And dad was always at work, so she was just alone with me and my sister all day.
So you have this spark, you have this like little fire that burns within you.
Yeah.
And that fire can cause trouble or it can master the trumpet.
Well, master's a tough word, strong word, but yeah, it was when I got into music. My dad was a big jock. He was like a gym teacher and like all that stuff. So he was always pushing me towards sports. So I did a lot of sports. I played every, baseball, football, track, cross country, all that stuff. But when I wasn't like putting my heart into it. Like I was decent, but I wasn't like practicing it. But then when I found music, especially the trumpet, I started playing that. And then I heard like, jazz music like Dizzy Gillespie and Miles Davis. And this is like a much longer story, but like I heard that and took a jazz class over the summer, and where we learned the 12-bar blues, and this guy Tim Yole like really just turned me on to it, and it made me realize there was like music off the written page that like because I was bored in concert band, like playing whatever, and like I was improvising over these concert band arrangements.
Is that what it is about jazz that you love, that you can take it off the page, that it's meant to be taken off the page?
It's like whatever my interpretation of that song is. I don't have to stay in any kind of box. Which is what I love the most about that kind of music. So once I figured that out, I was like, oh shit, I put everything into that, and wanted to be a New York City musician since I was like 12.
And it like, was Tim Yole, like, which was what, you're probably like 12, 11, 12?
Yeah, it was like 6th grade, 7th grade.
Like 12, 13.
Yeah.
Was that your first like experience with the American Songbook? Like hearing this traditional jazz and like you clicked with it?
Yeah, but I didn't really know what the American Songbook was yet. I still was just listening to like Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, Chet Baker. Like I wasn't into like Frank and Dean and Sammy Davis, my favorite.
Yeah, best.
Like I wasn't into those guys quite yet, but they was getting me into at least the improvisational, the jazz standards, you would call it, like Miles and Chet and all those. But a little did I know that they were playing all of these old Broadway songs. I just didn't know that yet.
Yeah. So you get into it. You're in love with the trumpet. You're putting it all in. Your mom never had to be like, go to your room and practice.
Yeah.
You did it on your own?
No, I did that all on my own.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. I would just sit up in my room and play along with records and just do it.
One thing that I have always thought is super cool about your parents is like, most parents, when their kids are going into the arts, are like, you have to have a backup plan. Like my mom wanted me to be a mailman. She was like, just try it. Just have something. I don't know.
I never heard that story.
She was like, it's a good job.
Wheezy wanted you to be a mailman?
I'm going to get a pension. I only have to work for 20 years. It's going to be a great backup plan. My parents were always like, what's the backup plan? Your parents,
they had
went
a back
full throttle with you.
But they had a back. They were nervous about me going to college.
They were so
for music.
supportive.
They were extremely supportive.
Before you went to college, your parents were supportive.
Yeah, but I think they also saw that I had something a little special, though. You know what I mean? I remember I didn't know this story till later, but I had been renting a trumpet from the local music store for like $150 a year, and then I had been given a hand-me-down trumpet from someone else. But I really wanted this Vincent Bach trumpet that was like. It was like that Wayne's World scene where he wants the guitar, but he can't afford it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I remember they told me this later, but they came to a show and heard me play this I Can't Get Started solo. And like, my grandmother was there, my grandfather was there, they were there. And they were like, oh, after they heard that, we're going to get him that trumpet. So I ended up getting that trumpet for Christmas, which was like a $1,200 trumpet. Like with now, that seems like crazy. Why didn't they just buy it? But that was a lot of money back in the 80s.
I don't think that's crazy.
No,
that's
it was great. So they did, and that really lit another fire under my ass to like really just go after it. You know what I mean? And people telling me no all the time made me want to do it even more.
Yeah, I have learned that in life is absolutely true. If I tell you no on something, you're just actually going to do it
anyway. I'm going to do it anyway.
That's why I've developed an alternate strategy. Yeah, and smile and look at me and say, "Look, I'm doing it." So you go to University of Cincinnati, which is a very good school for music.
Definitely.
And when you got there, did you feel like you'd found your place, or at least a path that you were headed
I hated
down?
school too. I mean, it was cool. I was around all these great players and great teachers, but it was the same thing as you. Like I learned from not the streets, as you said, but like it was like going out and listening to older musicians and like listening to older kids and like emulating and getting my own gigs. I had started getting my own gigs. Like right after that jazz course, I'd started booking coffee houses in Cleveland, and then I was playing next year. I was playing 3 nights a week at an Italian restaurant, but using those same sports adages that my dad gave me, like you want to be the best, you got to play with the best, all the old like things that he would tell me about that. I took that to heart and used that towards music, like as far as how much I practiced and who I surrounded myself with, and just surround yourself with good people that are better than you if you want to be better, So I just did that. And then when I got to Cincinnati, I was doing the same thing, soaking up the local nightlife and beverages, but also learning from guys that were on the road with Woody Herman and Stan Kenton and like all these legendary cats that aren't around anymore, but that I learned so much from at that early stage.
Well, and also you met so many people and this is another thing I think that's really great about you, is that you still work with today.
Yeah.
And so you guys all came up around the same time, in the same school, experiencing the same influences, and you still play together.
Yeah.
so many years later.
No, which is great. I mean, like I'm loyal almost to a fault, but I love the people that like surrounding yourself with people that are better than you, that push you. That's my whole thing. I don't ever want to get complacent with any person around me. You know, whether it's a musician or a dinner.
We only make ourselves each other stronger.
Man, life is short, man. I don't need any negative energy. You know what I mean? Like, forget that.
So from Cincinnati, you come to New York City.
Yep, I dropped out of school.
Really close to finishing, you dropped out.
I dropped out of school in 2003, and it's funny. I'm signed up for spring semester to take English Composition 2 to finish my degree at University of Cincinnati.
We're gonna have a graduation party.
I'm gonna have a graduation party at 44 years old. Like 45 by then. I'll be 45.
We're gonna have a big graduation
party. I'm
party.
excited. They decided to waive all my jazz classes that I owe them.
I think you've got
because
like
of my
earned
life
credits.
experience. Yeah. So that's fine. And then they try to charge me, and I was like, that's not how this works.
For English class?
Yeah, for one English class.
You're like, you've already taken plenty of my money.
The English class was $4,000 for one English class.
Now that's makes the trumpet
when
look
I
like
was
a
in
deal.
school, it was $4,900 for tuition and $4,500 to live there for 9 months on the dorms.
Inflation, baby.
These tariffs. God damn.
So you come to New York City from Cincinnati.
Yep.
You just say, hey, I'm going to New York City.
Well, I had always had girlfriends, right?
Yes.
And so I had met this girl in Cincinnati, and like she was ready to get out. I was ready to get out. So we just packed a U-Haul up and moved to New York.
Did your parents get mad at you?
Not really. They weren't going to stop me. Like you said, like, no, you can't tell me no. Like they're going to say no. Like I was doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Like I was not staying in school. I needed to get out of there. And good thing I did. Listen, it was great. With that relationship obviously didn't last very long, but it got me to New York. It got half of the rent paid for a little while, and then I just I walked around the city and looked for a job.
Were you intimidated? Like when I know you got here and you started working in restaurants, everybody does that, right? I just got to do what I can to get my foot in the door.
Yeah.
Were you intimidated because you're young and you're from Ohio and you're in the city to walk into so many of these bars and try to get a gig or like go to these like jam sessions?
No, I mean I wasn't. No, I because I knew that I wasn't going to give up. I knew that everything that I was doing was a stepping stone to something better that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And not to say that wasn't, it wasn't always peaches, cream, and honey. You know what I mean? It was a lot of struggle, a lot of Lucy's and 40 ounces and deli sandwiches for one day.
And really crappy apartments.
And really crappy apartments. Like really crappy apartments.
I remember.
You came to one.
Yeah.
Yes. But just doing whatever I could to stay here. I didn't want to go back, and it wasn't like I was could hit up my parents for more money to help me. I sold a flugelhorn. I would sell things. I would hustle and make that rent so that I could stay here.
And so you could get yourself into the place where you could start playing and making money at gigs and bettering yourself.
Exactly. So it wasn't like, I was doing it on my own. You know what I mean?
You have like a beautiful relentlessness. Oh my God, wait, say it.
Yeah, relentlessness. You leave that in.
You have a beautiful relentlessness when it comes to doing what you love. And like, this is one of my favorite stories from one of our first dates. And I don't even know if you remember. We went to this place where everybody goes and it's like a jam session. And you had your horn and then the guys are all playing and everybody's so serious. And everybody's like waiting to get up and have their turn to jam. And this mother plucker from the back of the room pulls out his trumpet and just starts walking through this crowded tiny bar to the stage.
They were so mad.
But they all stepped aside.
Yeah, exactly.
And you kicked everybody's butt.
Yeah,
and I was
true.
like, look at this guy. Holy crap. Yeah. Like you have a gorgeous confidence that like enables you to do these things, but then you get up and you also have, the salt to back it.
Well, thanks. I try to. I don't think I always had the salt to back it up, but I would just do it anyway and then figure out the salt later.
Listen, whatever order it comes in, it comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
You can fake it till you make it.
Oh, exactly. No, there's different times. I was a bit of a hellraiser and roofie, and
yes,
I still have those tendencies, but
they're a little more controlled now.
You've calmed me down.
I've done my best.
Considerably.
So let's jump like ahead a little bit.
But you've also made my fire burn so bright.
Well, we work together very well because we work in two different ways.
Yeah.
And I think we support each other.
No, tremendously.
We start dating. Mm-hmm. Let's just go directly to the second time where you fell madly in love with me.
Yeah, of course.
Where were you like in your career at that point? Had you just started playing with Gaga?
Right around that time, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 2011 when we first met. I was still at the Oak Room at the Plaza. I remember you were at one of the last shows. We did a recording session there. Yeah.
I remember we just started dating and I was at Food Town and I was checking out and I looked down at the Daily News and you were on the cover of it. You were at the Mets game
Yeah, I went
and
to
she
the
was
Mets
flipping
game.
everybody off and you were in the and I was like, oh God.
Well, that was stupid. That was stupid. The Mets were trying to use it as like
Well, is it the Mets or the Yankees?
I'm Mets. And she's not even a Mets fan, and it was my birthday, my 30th birthday, and she wanted to go. I wanted to go to the Mets game, so she got tickets to the Mets game. It was like, oh, let's tell Mets we're just gonna. The Mets said, we're just going to slide you in. No one's going to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And then they did the exact opposite to get everybody in the stadium to just turn around and look at us, or her,
Yeah.
And, that was it.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit cool.
Oh, it was definitely on leather jacket.
I was like, wait, we just went out the other night. I wish checking out with my chock full of nuts, and there you are.
I wish those jeans still fit me. I had on in that picture.
I don't know about that. A lot has changed. So we start dating.
Yep.
And Brian, I think I'm just going to come out and tell the world what they probably already know. Super ladies man. This guy is a ladies man. Once, it was like maybe our third date. We went to a bar. We were dancing, having fun, living free, making out on the dance floor. I go and get in line for the bathroom, and there's this girl behind me, and she'll remain nameless. She tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Congratulations, Angie. Now Brian's made out with every girl in New York City." I laughed so hard. I think she thought I was going to get mad.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard.
No.
I ran back and I told you.
Oh, I always love that about you. You're always just like straight ahead, man. Straight shooter, Angie Pontani, the best.
I learned it from my mother.
Yeah. No bullshit.
No. So we went on our first date. We went out to the restaurant.
Florio's.
We had a great time. And at that point, my little sister was getting married in the next week, and I didn't have a date. And my family was like in peril that I didn't have a date.
No, and we really hit it off.
We're like, you're going to die alone.
Yeah.
You need a date for your sister's wedding.
Yeah.
And I remember we were out and I was like, do you want to come with me to my sister's wedding?
Yeah. And I did. I did want to go. It was great. We had a great time, and I fit in with the family perfectly.
Oh, they loved you.
Brought Cuban cigars for your father, and just I was pinstripe suit. I had the Cadillac.
Yeah, you looked good. Everybody loved you. All my aunts were all over him.
It was
they
great.
said, Aunt Linda said, "You're gonna be the next wedding."
Yeah, totally. And we were.
She was right. We were the next
We got
wedding.
engaged like a couple months later, like
Yes,
6 months later.
Very quickly.
Yeah, we quick. It was
Even
quick.
though Brian said after my sister's wedding, we were sitting by the pool.
Yeah.
And you said, I just want you to know, I don't think I'm going to settle down for like 15 years.
Yeah, I didn't want to get
I
married.
didn't say anything about settling down.
She almost threw me in the pool.
I did. I was like, why have you annoyed me with this sentence?
But you didn't say that.
No,
You waited until we get married to let me know that you're annoyed.
And then what did you do
all
6
smoke and
months
mirrors,
later?
boys.
What did you do 6 months later?
I proposed to you.
That's right. Outside of Florio's.
Yeah.
On bended knee.
My favorite is, your father has a jewelry store, so I had to go ask for the hand in marriage, but also
Procure the ring.
And I remember I wanted to spend a certain amount, and I believe that I won in the situation in the long run, but
Well, that's what you're supposed to
he
believe.
whacked me hard for that diamond ring. He whacked me hard for that diamond ring. You marry my daughter?
No, he wasn't the only one who whacked you. They all whacked you. The whole family works at the jewelry store, so they work in tandem.
Yes, exactly.
But listen, you have to prove yourself.
Yeah, but I
if
think
you wanna
your
marry me.
dad likes me better than you, though.
He absolutely does.
So it's all good.
You're the son he never had. He absolutely does like you better
that's
than
funny,
me.
dude. I love
birds
Pete.
of
I
a
love
feather.
Louise. It's been amazing to just like, and I remember too. I know this is a little off topic, but I remember when we first started dating, and I came over your house, and I met your nephews. My nephews now, but like they were like 3 years old, 4 years old, and like I just loved your sister and they lived upstairs, and it was just a family thing, and we would go to your parents' house and have these big dinners, and like it was just such a tradition, and like that I just really loved it, and I wanted to be a part of it. And that made me want to get married and have my own family and with you, I never would have done that with any of the other ones.
It's definitely something I've learned in my life as I've gone out and met all different kinds of people. I can certainly appreciate the culture of
it's great.
the Italian-American family and how
The
y'all
best.
have to live a couple blocks
Well,
away
you
from
always
each
say like I'm like half Italian and half a bunch of other stuff in Cleveland, and but like you would always say like I'm not really. We didn't have all the fancy stuff that you guys had on the East Coast. Like
fancy.
my grandmother from Sicily used Crisco because they couldn't afford olive oil. So they had all these other things in, or they had canned tomatoes, so she would put sugar in her sauce. You don't need sugar if you have fresh tomatoes.
Well,
right?
It's acidity. It depends on the acidity. So you're looking at a lot of different factors when you want to talk about sweetness and acidity in tomatoes.
Yeah, but if my grandmother saw like a quart of olive oil that was like $40 or $5 back in the day, and the Crisco's 50 cents, she used the Crisco instead of the oil.
Well, I just don't understand why you would use Crisco as olive oil, because you could just use vegetable oil.
Maybe she did that too. I don't know. I was young.
I know. Well, there's differences.
Yeah.
There's cultural differences that happen.
I mean, don't get mad about it. I'm not judging you.
I'm not mad about it. You just said that I was judging you. So now I'm just saying there are cultural differences. And when you get to the Midwest, there are not the same.
Whatever, bro. My people were stronger because we walked. We didn't just get to the shore and be like, this is good. Let's just stay here.
And that was your mistake. Because look, you came back.
I know.
You should have stayed.
I know. I'm just kidding. We did come back.
It's all right. You married me because I'm 100% Italian.
Yeah, so. I know. I love it. I love that about you. All right. Well, listen, you asked me questions. I asked you questions. But, we're at the point where we're working together now, right?
Yeah.
So we're producing. We're doing shows. I remember in the beginning, it wasn't that easy for us to work together. Like, I had to put my ego aside and just listen to you.
Yeah.
Basically. But I'm not saying that in a way where it's like, she's wrong. She's never wrong. But it was.
Oh, I'm wrong sometimes.
It took me. Whoa, get that. It's on tape. Yeah. Send that to me. Anyway. But yeah. So we're working together, and it took me a minute because I was like so used to doing my own thing and running my own band. And like, but there's so many things that like I know about the music, but Angie knows so much about like lights, production, costumes, timing, choreography, obviously, and just getting all those things.
Yeah.
So like it took us a few years.
It took us a while.
And I had a really shitty management team at the time, and it was very tough. If they were not doing the right things and we're fighting with them and blah, blah, blah. So it was like it was just it was just tumultuous.
It's hard when you do something on your own for so long.
Yeah. I
mean, that even happened when we moved in together.
Yeah,
like, we were like fighting about where the desk goes.
Yeah.
But you work it out, right?
Yeah.
And the same thing with showbiz. I think it's both our strength and our weakness sometimes is just how differently we work.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we had to like really wrangle that pony to figure out how to make it work where we didn't murder each other.
Yeah, totally. And it's been so much better than for that, you know what I mean?
100%.
But I also remember like some really, really great performance nights where you and I wanted to fucking kill each other.
Absolutely. Oh,
All
that's funny. Yeah, so we did. No, the big fights would raise the passion bar, and then when we would come out
absolutely. I remember
together.
that one in particular. We were in Vegas.
I don't on the runway.
I don't remember what we were fighting about. I don't remember. You remember probably.
I actually don't remember.
Well, okay, all right. So I don't remember what we were fighting about, but I remember that specific show. Because like I was so mad at you.
Oh, I was like hissing at you.
You were so
coming
mad
down
at me.
The runway. I was like,
and we're like playing at each other, and that fire was just like and then after the show, it was beautiful.
So we start working together, and we've strengthened each other's shows, I believe.
I believe we've strengthened each other's whole lives,
Absolutely.
let alone the shows. But I think
100%.
working together has made us the strong bond that we have, and the strong.
And we can do so much more because we support each other in so many different ways. But then we decided to have a daughter.
We didn't decide. You had
that's right.
You had too much wine on Thanksgiving, and that was it.
Carve that turkey.
Yeah, definitely. 9 months later, 10 months later.
Ta-da! How has and I think this is funny too because I think this is like my Italian American thing. Whenever I have to do something or need to like amass a team, I'm like, let me go to my family first. It's like you just everything we do together in some way.
Oh, even when we got married, it was like, here's the run of show. I mean, the wedding planning.
Everybody has a job.
Yeah, exactly.
And that comes from Sunday dinner. It's like, what are you going to do? You're cleaning the living room. You're doing the dishes. You're setting the table. You're making this. You're going to the store.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a job on this production team of life.
Totally.
But I remember when Sis was born and we started to work again. I started to work again. And you would be like, wait, Sis is coming with us? Because I was like, I can't leave her home.
Yeah.
She's coming to Vegas with us. She's doing all these things. And I remember you were like, are we really Brady Bunch in this?
There's a great picture. We'll post that here too of me and Sis sleeping in bed after a late night in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I could tell because my hair is dyed black and I could tell where we are. And those shows are always crazy because I do the Gaga show, we do rehearsal, we do the Gaga show, then we do our show, and then we're in bed at 3 a.m. So it's it's just every day. Sis being there was always, it's always so amazing. But like,
it has its challenges, but we really figured it out.
yeah, it's just great, man. I love her growing up in this vibe and seeing all these cool things and just being like, a part of this. And, whether she goes on to be into showbiz or not, you know what I mean? Like either way, she's going to be more enriched by, hopefully by seeing us
and I think
do
the
these
extra work
things,
that we put in to bring her to these places, and the extra work that we get, the help that we get from our family. Like Brian's mom will come, my parents will come, my aunt, somebody will always come to help us, or we have great babysitters too.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Now she gets older. Now we're not even cool anymore. Yeah. But like she's so easy. You know what I mean? Like it's so easy to take her places. She's so adult. She's so grown up. Because of the way that you've raised her and what the way that we've raised her.
She's a good egg.
Yeah. But that's most a testament to Angie, though.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll take that.
All right.
So our work has changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've gone from doing one-offs here and there to having running shows in Vegas, and now we're running at the Box.
Oh, and you remember just all those like not having enough money to pay rent and trying to like scrounge.
We were talking about this the other day.
And like try to get like just like get everything together. I remember the week that Cecilia was born, your car broke down, transmission went. We didn't have enough money to fix the car.
Yeah.
So I had to sell the car and then get a really crappy car that was new, but didn't have, because we needed something safe for the baby to bring home in the hospital.
No, we were broke.
Not knowing how we were going to get to the next. And even when we were doing all these big things, it just wasn't. And that's another thing. Showbiz, man, you might be showing off, but everything looks good on Instagram.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but it's been great, man. It's great. It's good. This is great talking to you. I'm glad we started this podcast with just getting into you and me and our story, and this will set up the rest of these podcasts.
That's very exciting.
And, very excited to get this going, man.
So I have a really fun idea that I want to do.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's kind of like
Can I get my clipboard back? You couldn't find just a regular black one. It doesn't have fucking glitter on it.
Why would I want to do that? Mine is gold glitter.
Okay.
So
yours is gold?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I thought you were going to want the gold one.
No, I like the black. The black is good.
So I wanted to do something that's like a newlywed like thing.
Just like the dating game. The dating game.
To see how much.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what I wanted to do?
Yeah.
I know we had talked about like with guests we want to have like a game.
I don't know what we're doing because I didn't rehearse and I didn't read any of this.
And you didn't listen to me when I talked to you.
Listen to you when you talk to you, so I don't.
Showbiz.
Let's just get right into it.
No. So anyway, as I was saying, every episode we're going to play a select game with someone. We've got a lot of ideas in the tank, but what I thought would be really fun to do with us is like a little bit of a dating game to see how much we know each other and listen and can think of the answer. So there are some questions here. So I'm going to say, what is your partner most scared of? And I'm going to say, Brian, write it down. And you're going to write down your answer for yourself and your answer for me. What event is most likely to make you cry? You're going to write down your answer for yourself and your answer for me, okay? And so on we go. And then I'm going to go to the top and I'm going to ask the question. I'll say my answer for me and I'll say my answer for you. And you have to tell me if I'm right or not. Vice versa.
I'm writing down.
Okay. All right. You ready?
I think so.
All right. So for this game, I am going to read through the questions and then we're going to take it all back to the top. Okay.
All right.
All right. So the first question is, what is your partner most scared of?
And I'm writing down that for me and my answer and what I think your answer is. Okay.
This is a great live example of how we work together.
Okay. And then I'm gonna read the next one.
Okay.
What event is most likely to make your partner cry like a baby?
Okay.
All right, you read that. Okay, I'm writing that.
If I wasn't on Earth and you had to find a partner from any place or space and time, who would it be? I know it's hard to even think about that.
It's hard to think about that.
All right, go ahead. What's the next one?
What is your partner's favorite TV show?
Okay. What is your partner's required hangover meal? Don't say it. Don't say it.
Easy.
Okay.
What can your partner never turn down?
Easy. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
So I'm going to say, what is your partner most scared of? Can I say what Brian's? I'm going to say what you're most scared of. Ghosts.
It's pretty close. I said blood.
Oh, that too. But all right. Me.
Spiders.
Bugs.
Spiders and bugs.
All right.
All right. What event is most likely to make your partner cry?
For you, I said, I don't know if this is an event, but drive a car that you don't like. I actually saw you cry once when you almost had to drive a purple Tesla.
It was a Prius.
A Prius.
Never driving that. I did cry. I did not want to drive
you
that.
You shed a tear.
And your answer is a marching band.
Marching band.
Marching band makes you cry.
Yeah, they work so hard, and I think of all their mothers are so happy, and I literally, marching band, I cannot not cry.
It's good stuff.
If I wasn't on Earth, and you had to find a partner, who would it be? For you?
Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter.
I said Sophia Loren.
Oh, bro, you'd be like, Sabrina Carpenter tickets are expensive.
I do like Sabrina. She is good.
She wanted to go to Sabrina Carpenter.
She is good. And I said Jack Reacher. The Rock.
Are you serious?
John Bon Jovi.
Who do I love? Who is the love of my life besides you?
Rocky.
Brian.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Jimmy Stewart.
Yes.
All right. Well, you said
I love
living
Jimmy
or
Stewart.
all right. Well, whatever.
Living or I said from any space or place and time.
Okay.
But yes, I would also love him. Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher or The Rock.
If I had to, I can't choose. Don't make me do that. I don't want to hurt their feelings if they're watching.
All right. What's your favorite? What is your partner's favorite TV show?
Iron Trap Garage.
That is true.
Okay. What's mine?
Quantum Leap.
Yes. Yeah. The original. Okay. What is your partner's required hangover meal? Brian, I put you down for a cheeseburger.
I love a cheeseburger.
What about me?
Bagel with cream cheese, tomato, and red onion. Or a pork roll.
No me.
Oh, nachos.
Oh, nachos.
Duh. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're right. You're right.
Nachos. I must have nachos. And lastly, what can your partner never turn down?
Wine.
Lovin'.
I said a joint, but that's cool.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know we were going to put loving on here.
Well, I'm trying to be honest.
I put making.
We said we were going to be open and honest.
Whoopee.
After I smoke a joint.
After I smoke a joint.
well, love of my life.
Oh man, well this has been
pretty good.
This has been we did all right. This has been really fun, man. I'm interested to get this going with some other guests, not you.
Okay, that's
you know what I mean.
Weird.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. We talk all the time.
I am excited to do this with you.
I am so excited to be here. This is great.
I'm excited to do this with you. I'm excited to talk to our friends and new friends and get into the showbiz skinny.
Absolutely, baby. Let's go.
All right,
Thanks for having us. Showing off.
Just to talk about what people can expect on this show. This season, we're going to have an amazing cast of characters. Murray Hill, comedian, television actor, drag king, one of our best friends forever. We've got Adam Rinn, the artistic director of Coney Island, USA, which is the organization that brings us so many things, but specifically the Mermaid Parade, which is such an iconic event in New York City. Your friend, Emilio Vitolo, who is the owner of Ballados, which is the super hot Italian-American spot and also a family business, which I love so much. But I'm just so excited to get into so many aspects of behind the scenes, showbiz, arts, and culture and see like what it really takes and just hear all that good stuff.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm so excited to do it too. Those are all great guests and looking forward to growing this and just having a good time with you, baby.
So we hope you'll be back and stick around for Showing Off with Brian Newman
and Angie Pontani. Want to share, show off, or submit questions? Drop us a line at showingoffpod@gmail.com.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook at
Showing Off Pod.
You're such a freaking chopper. All right. And don't forget to leave a rating or
review.
I swear to God, Brian.
I'll kill you.
Showing Off Pod with Angie Pontani.
Showing Off Pod with Brian Newman.
Stop it. Okay. That kicks off episode 1 gloriously.
Glorious.
Oh my God.
Praise to be Lord. You've been so dry the whole time.
Shut up so we can finish this and I can go have a seltzer. Oh, that kicks off episode 1. Thank you for joining us. Next time you'll hear from our first guest, Mr. Showbiz,
Murray Hill. Showing Off is brought to you by Base Creatives and produced by Scott Frederick, Ellis Frederick, Ariel Nissenblatt, sound engineer, Wolf Taylor, and studio owner, Jay Wolf. Our theme song is Take Me Back to Brooklyn, written and performed by Brian Newman.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, yes, easy breezy.
Good?
How long was that?
Great. Rock and roll.
I dropped her mink on the floor. Pour me a whiskey, baby.